Hey, what's up, universe? It is 3:40 p.m. on Mon Monday, May 29th, 2023. I've been sitting here thinking about the that creation triangle, that relationship that I spoke about earlier, and I started thinking about, relationship to data. I mean, not like computer data, just inputs, right? Information that is received. And then, um, in a broader context, in a way, my relationship to change, which is a really big part of basically the reason, or a big reason, why I have chosen to do the work that I do and practice these principles and these beliefs as well, is that change is inevitable, and what is my relationship to change? And another way to put that is to what is my relationship to data? What is my relationship to information that is coming in to my awareness, or into my field, or into my current experience? And so I started to break this down and do the same type of triangle and ask myself the same questions. This line right here is basically to denote that this line is this question. What am I bringing back from here to there? From here to there. Yeah, that's what this is. And then over here is the same thing. What is the data bringing back from here to there? And then down below for this line, what am I bringing back to the conflict, to the situation, to the now? What am I bringing back from right here, from here to the conflict? Or the tussle. Conflict, I was realizing, I understand my language. This could be the appearance of some type of divide, like the separation of things is typically an illusion, some type of polarity that just needs to be reconciled. A problem can't exist without its solution. So it's just a matter of reconciling the different polarities. And sometimes this, depending on the situation, this can and can't be done, depending on the people involved and the solutions, these types of things. But we understand the principles here. And then I asked, what is the data bringing back to the conflict? And so then I realized, let's be honest, Zach, the data, like an input that I'm receiving. So let's say, for example, the data that's coming to mind, say my youngest son, put his shoes on the couch. Okay, that's data. Now, do I have an opinion about that? Do I have past experiences around that? Do I have an initial reaction to that data? I do. But the data itself, it's just pretty neutral, right? There's nothing, it's just data. The fact is that, the data is that my son had his shoes on the couch. So is the data really bringing back anything? Is the data, bringing back anything to this? The data, if it's neutral, does this side of the triangle over here, does this even exist? Does this conflict between me and the data, does that even exist? Is there really a conflict with the data? Became the question. Because the data, if it's neutral, say, we'll take the other example of say the trigger, right? That I demonstrated. And I received data from Reese, and then, the data was neutral, right? What did the data itself bring back? I mean, nothing, right? What did the data bring back to the conflict? Nothing. Nothing in and of itself. It was just data. So then I was like, okay, well, let's break this down, because, if it's me, right, and my relationship to the data, then let's take a look at my own triangle right here, right? Let's take a look at my own triangle. And so I broke it down to this, where here I am, right? In my own triangle, I'm made up with this. The first thing, the top of the triangle, is the meaning. So this is like data coming in, right? Data's being received by me. My son's got, shoes on the couch. I was told information by Reese. I have bills coming in, like whatever, right? It doesn't matter. It's data. And then there's this meaning. Okay, what am I making this data mean? And this, in an AI type of thing, if we wanted to go our AI on it, this is our context. My context. So I'm receiving data. I'm giving it meaning. I am giving it meaning, which is the context for the feeling, the emotion, or the belief that is generated by that meaning. This is the prompt or the vibration. That's not shown here. There we go. The prompt and vibration, like I was mentioning in the other video where I was like, we're all prompt engineers, and our prompt to the universe is our internal state, our internal vibration. So this feeling, the emotion, which is energy in motion, a belief, creates our identity, right? And that's our prompt into the universe. This creates our identity, which is what we attract and manifest, right? Our identity attracts that and manifests that, which then reinforces our meaning, because, at least for me, I'll use I statements here, because I came down and I started asking these questions. Where did my interpretation, or the meaning, where did this come from? Did I define this? Did I consciously choose this? Or was this given to me? Was this picked up by something else? Because I receive all sorts of data. I don't know about you guys, but I receive all sorts of data. Even watching this video, there's going to be things that I'm saying, and it's going to be all sorts of pieces of data for you, and there's going to be multiple meanings and things coming up just from one data point. Did you choose that? Like, did you consciously define that? These are the questions I ask myself. And so what experience have I had that are contributing to the resources that I have available to build my now? Right? So what am I bringing back from previous experiences? What's my relationship to those experiences? What am I bringing back from the past experiences to define this data? Am I bringing back, from the trigger, it was a lack of boundaries and how I respond to my own lack of boundaries. I gave my own lack of boundaries a meaning, which was like a feeling of disrespect, this identity, which was like a context of feeling disrespected and like somebody squelching my freedom. That was a belief, and I prompted that. I put out that vibration. I had this identity, right, of somebody that needed to defend themselves, which, attracted a certain a certain type of vibration in the relationship and the experiences that I put out into the world and into the universe. And then if I don't come back up here and be the gatekeeper of this meaning, then I'm going to come back around and keep having this experience. And this is why I'm so keen on this part, to be the gatekeeper of my meaning. And that's why in that video too, I was like, okay, I'm going to allow myself to be open to receiving another interpretation or meaning, because I've been in a situation, an experience, where this has happened, and I've been quote unquote wrong, although I don't believe in right and wrong, but I have been elucidated, I've been aware of something new, which then changes my meaning, which brings a new context, a new feeling, a new vibration, a new identity, and a new experience of things that I'm attracting. And so really up here, like with my relationship to data, it's my relationship to myself. The data doesn't matter. What's coming in doesn't matter. What's my relationship to change? What's my relationship to data? It's all about, really, what's my relationship to myself? And this is why it's important for me to be so on point with myself, so that way I can experience data, I can experience life. I can experience change. And I can have compassion, and I can see myself in the data. So this idea of separation, this idea is an illusion. And I'm always working to create this bridge and pierce the valley so that this illusion of separation is illuminated and goes away. And it's really just one. Alright, thanks again for watching. I love you guys. Bye.